Okay, I always have to wait a minute to see when these things start, because when I start the screen recording, sometimes if I start talking right away, it cuts off like the first 2-3 seconds. So anyway, in this video here, what we're going to do is now going to write absolute value equations based upon what they're giving us in verbal sentences. All right, so let's take a look at number 4. So number 4. I'm going to write this down here. We got number 4. It says, the weathermen predicted that the temperature would be within 3 degrees of 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Right? So if it's within 3 degrees, okay, that means that it's not going to be more than 3 degrees away from that, right? So it's going to be within, so it will be up to 3 degrees, but possibly less than 3 degrees. So think of the range of temperatures that would include in that. It would go down from 49 all the way up to 55. And the thing about these problems is people can usually reason them out, but they can't write them. So I think if you can reason it out, you should be able to write it. Okay, you just got to think a little more clinically about what it actually means, that what you're doing in your head and how you're figuring it out. So what I just did is I said if it's within 3 degrees, and I know it's a range of 49 to 55, what I'm doing is I'm accepting that this temperature X, right, if it's 55 degrees, right, I know that X minus 52 is going to equal 3 degrees. But I know that it can be less than that too. So it could be 54 and make it less than. So right away then, hopefully, I should be able to see that, oh, okay, I can get rid of this equal sign then and put a less than. And I know it can include 3 degrees. But I also know that and the nice thing about that is if it's within 3 degrees, it means it can also be less. So if I put 49 in here, right, 49 minus 52 would give you negative 3, but that's where the absolute value signs come in. So test it out. If you put 50 in here, you go 50 minus 52, that gives you negative 2, and then you put your brackets in the brackets. That makes it positive, and it falls within this range. So pretty much what you're doing on most of these when you're writing these is you're taking your benchmark, your middle point where your values are going around. That's going to always go second. You're going to subtract that from whatever your variable is, and then it's going to be less than or greater than whatever the tolerance is that they give you. Okay, so let's try 5 and see if we can kind of make some sense out of that again. So Serena will make the B team if she scores within 8 points of the team average of 92. So that means that if she's if she scores within 8 points of the team average of 92, well, if she scores more, or within 8 points. Yeah, so what they're saying is the range of that is from 84 to 100 points. All right, so 92 is our benchmark, and then you got that range, and you have to be within those points, right? Within 8 points of that. So it doesn't mean over, it means in that range. So again, that's going to be a less than or equal to, and then that range is 8 points on either side of 92. And so that's how we would write that. And then number 6, the dance committee expects attendance to number within 25 of last year's 87 students. All right, 87 is your benchmark. Your tolerance is 25. So that means that you could have as many as 25 more or 25 less. And so that is how you write these. Okay, it's always your variable minus your benchmark. That's in your absolute value signs, and then pretty much for a lot of these it's going to be less than or equal. I'm sure there are some applications where it's greater than or equal to or just less than. right? But for all three of these, this is kind of what we're looking at. Okay. All right, I hope this is helpful to you, and the next video is going to focus on writing these from a graph.